Hey guys, welcome back. This is chapter 2, part 2. This is my first intro. I'm gonna have a second intro, but this is the vocab intro. Addoraxia, the name of the continent. Exodia, a well-known battle in Addoraxian history. Zardoni, species in Addoraxia that take a almost devil-like appearance. Nalfala, a species in Addoraxia that don't have a fixed way of looking. Wizardria, special stones that can grant the Zardoni powers. Tel-con, they are known as blank by many. Xeon, though known as blank by many. Zalia, the tallest mountain in all of Addoraxia. Cortina, a safe underground place for the Zardoni to go and live. Lorcan, a Zardoni master that guards the Wizardry of Souls. On to the gods. I mispronounce blade a lot, so if you hear something, so this chapter talks about the Blade District mostly. So if you don't hear it or understand what I'm saying, I am most likely saying Blade District. But Blade, the god of blood, war, and death. Hail, the goddess of life, healing, and rebirth. Elk, the god of hunting, loyalty, and respect. Riku is the goddess of protection and safety. Ushkai, the god of stealth, darkness, and shadows. Elpheus, the god of time and second chance. Oxen, the goddess of love, freedom, and wisdom. Cassis, the non-binary goddess of spirits, travel, and control. Hokailish, the goddess of tricks and chaos. Aikifa, the non-binary god/goddess of memories, literature, and history. So yeah, there is all the vocab for chapter 2. Some of these vocab words won't be used, but it's always nice to know them. So, pass it on to my old self with the second intro. Hey guys, Skyfox here, and welcome back to Chapter 2, Part 2, where we are going to finish, well, I'm going to finish reading to you guys Chapter 2 of Control for Addoraxia, my story. If you do not know this, please feel free to go back and watch Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, Part 1 to get caught up with what's happening. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this. Since the town gathering, Telcon had been teaching himself the way of the Lizardia. No one had found out or suspected me yet, but I'm worried that Xeon will catch on. The Lizardia that he stole was the one of souls. It allowed him to communicate and control the souls to his will. He can even raise them from the grave. But they will never look the same as what they once did. If Token wanted to, he could raise a whole army in just a few seconds. But such power, there's always a catch. Each Wizardia has its backfire, representing what it does. For example, the Wizardia of Healing has a backfire of the user healing them, but taking the patient's pain. For Telkin, since he has the Wizardia of Souls, he will slowly lose his soul the more he uses the Wizardia. Telkin thought it would be the same for him too, well, in a way, he was a Zardoni, but still, he knew the cost and was willing to pay it to save his people. So ever since the horn blew, Falcon had left the safety of Vortina. In the short time he had the Wizardia, he already learned how to raise two swords at the same time. For the next few days, Xeon was frantically looking for Telkin, but each day passed faster than the next. Xeon had started to live in Telkin's house without realizing it. The memories of when Telkin would come to his rescue flooded his mind. To Xeon, losing Telkin was like him losing his family all over again. Telkin had taken on the role of Xeon's brother figure in his mind. Nothing could deny the fact that Xeon saw Telkin as his brother, even though they were not related. Over time, Lorcan started to see how worried Xeon was becoming. Lorcan didn't know why, of course, but he wanted to help in some way. One day, when Lorcan was walking around in the Blade District plaza, there he ran into Xeon. Lorcan didn't think that Xeon was the kind of Zidori to live in the Blade District. Xeon was sitting on a bench now, so Lorcan walked over to him. Hey, Xeon, are you okay? You have been looking worried for some time now, said Lorcan, touching Xeon's shoulder. Master Lorcan? Xeon said, startled and flinching away from Lorcan's touch. Lorcan looked at his hands, wondering out loud, is he scared of me? His voice is a little raspy. Xeon stood there shocked for a second, and then he quickly denied it. No, Xeon paused for a minute. I don't like others touching me unless I say they can, said finally. Lorcan stood there with relief in his eyes. May I know why you have been so frantic these past few days? My friend, no, my brother is missing, Xeon said with anxiety, clearly showing in his half-crimson, half-yellow eyes. Do you have any ideas as to where they might be? Asked Lorcan, staring at Xeon with his sapphire blue eyes. Lorcan then noticed that that his Lorcan then noticed looking at Xeon that his eyes were multicolored. It was rare to find a Zardoni with multicolored eyes nowadays. Multicolored eyes, Zardoni, were the best Zardoni to go through Zardria. No one knows why exactly, but they have protected the Zardria the best in all of Zardoni history. Xeon then noticed that Lorcan was looking at his eyes. He quickly looked away and put something into his eyes. Then he looked back. His eyes were now a wet crimson red. Lorcan tilted his head in confusion. Weren't your eyes multicolored a second ago? What are you talking about? My eyes have always been red. Lorcan could have sworn that Xeon's eyes were multicolored, even for a split second. But Lorcan was getting old and could have been seeing things. Lorcan did not linger on it much longer, but he will keep it in mind. They sat in silence for a little while. Lorcan was the one to break it. I didn't think you were the kind of Zardoni to live in the Blade District. Huh? I don't live in the Blade District. I live in the Riku District, where we are right now, Xeon said, sounding very confused. Lorcan then took a deep breath and said, Xeon, look around you. Look around. You are in the Blade District, not the Riku District. Xeon then turned his head almost like he was scanning the whole plaza. I could have sworn that I was in the Riku District. I could have sworn. Xeon froze, looking dazed. Logan got an idea of how to help. Why don't we cut your hair? It has gotten pretty long now. See? Logan said, pulling out a silver watch from his jacket pocket. Xeon took the watch and looked at the reflection that stared back at him. His hair had gotten pretty long. Yeah, that sounds nice. Yeah, that sounds nice. Follow me. I know where the best barber shop is in the whole Blade District. Lorcan walked to an alleyway close by. Xeon was not far behind. He was keeping up with Lorcan pretty well for his first conscious walk in a few days. Xeon was surprised by how fast they made it to the barber. When they walked in, the place looked empty with nothing inside. Xeon glanced around the room and sees one or two seats for Zardoni to sit down. Xeon looks to the left, just past Lorcan next to him, and sees a waiting room, it looks like. There was an old, torn, dirty carpet on the floor in the waiting room. When Xeon went to face Lorcan again, a moth suddenly appeared and flew into Lorcan's hair. The moth was the same color as his hair, so similar that you couldn't see it fail unless it moved. It nestled in between Lorcan's horns comfortably. Xeon never noticed that Lorcan's horns looked like antennas until now. Lorcan then motioned for Xeon to go take a seat in one of the barber chairs. Xeon acknowledged the motion and moved to sit in the chair. There was a mirror in front of Xeon so he could see what the bubble would be doing. What happened next, Xeon would not have seen coming in a million years. Lorcan walked up to the chair with scissors and asked, "How would you like your hair? Would you like to try a new style?" Wait, Lorcan, are you the barber? Surprise, I guess. Can I get started now? Asked Lorcan, waiting for approval to start. Uh, oh, yeah, you can start, Xeon said, stuttering a little, but nodded in approval. Lorcan started cutting Xeon's hair. It was longer than Lorcan realized at first, but that didn't stop him at all. Only a few minutes passed and Lorcan was almost done. He just had to finish shaping it a little more. And done, said Lorcan as he stepped back to look at his handiwork. Xeon moved his hands through his hair while looking at the mirror. Thanks, said Xeon shyly. No problem, kid. No problem, answered Lorcan with a smile on his face. The moth suddenly started to move down onto Lorcan's shoulder. Lorcan noticed and started to softly pet the moth's head. The moth leaned into the touch, seeming to enjoy the attention. "Who's your little friend now?" asked Xeon, his head slightly tilted to the side. "Oh, do you mean Shimi?" Lorcan asked, pointing to the moth on his shoulder. Yeah, Xeon said nervously. The last thing Xeon wanted to do was make Lorcan mad or upset. And that's chapter 2. So I guess I have to get started on chapter 3 now. Haven't written anything for it yet, but yeah. Hee hee. I hope you guys liked today's story. I also tried something new with adding a little bit of a voice more for Lorcan, so you can identify which one's him a little more when you have more of the talking like I did. So I hope you guys liked my voice acting for Lorcan there. So, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll probably make a new poll pretty soon to see what you guys would like to see for more of for in my story. Well, this is it. Sky Fox out.